Long ago, in a quiet small town on Earth, there lived a young man named Aaron. He was kind and brave, but he lived a simple life. One day, while walking through the nearby forest, Aaron saw something strange. There was a small girl, different from any human he had ever seen. Her skin was light blue, and her eyes shone like stars. She looked scared and alone. Aaron stopped and called softly, "Hello, are you lost?" The girl looked at him with wide eyes. She was very young, maybe only 7 or 8 years old. She nodded slowly. "I am Mira," she said in a soft voice. Aaron helped her stand up and asked, "Where do you come from, Mira?" She looked around nervously. "A far place called Zelora. I was taken from my home. I want to go back, but I did not know how." Aaron felt a strong wish to help her. He knew the forest was dangerous, especially for a small child. "Come with me," he said. "I will keep you safe." They walked together through the trees. Aaron gave Mira water and food from his small bag. Mira told him little by little about her home. Zelora was a planet far away, full of strange animals and tall buildings that touched the sky. But now, she said, there was danger on her world. Some people wanted to harm her family because she was a princess. Aaron listened carefully. "Princess, that sounds important," he said kindly. Mira nodded. "Yes, but I am only a child. I cannot protect my family." As they walked, Aaron kept watch for danger. Suddenly, they heard strange sounds. People were coming. Aaron knew these were the ones who had taken Mira from her home. They wanted her back. "Run," Aaron said quickly. He grabbed Mira's hand and pulled her toward a hidden path he knew well. They ran fast, weaving through the thick trees. Mira was tired, but Aaron's strength helped her keep going. After some time, they reached a safe place, a small cave Aaron knew from childhood. Inside, they could rest. Aaron gave Mira his jacket to keep warm. She smiled faintly. She trusted him now. Days passed, and Aaron took care of Mira. He made sure she was safe and happy. They talked about their worlds and dreams. Aaron told Mira about Earth, the animals, the stars, the people. Mira shared stories of Zelora's glowing cities and peaceful rivers. One night, as they looked at the stars, Mira said softly, "You saved me, Aaron. I will never forget you." Aaron smiled. "I will always protect you, Mira. You are my friend." The bond between them grew stronger. Aaron promised to help Mira find a way back to her home. But first, she needed to be safe. Mira's parents, the rulers of Zelora, sent a message through a small device Mira carried. They told Aaron to keep Mira hidden until they could come for her. Aaron felt proud and responsible. He was not a king or a soldier, but he had the heart to protect a princess. And in his simple way, he was ready for the challenge. As the seasons changed, Mira grew stronger and happier. She learned to live on Earth but never forgot her true home. Aaron taught her many things, and in return, Mira showed Aaron the wonders of her world through stories. Their friendship was a secret, but it was deep and real. Aaron knew that one day, Mira would return to Zelora. He hoped that when that day came, their worlds might meet again. For now, Aaron was content to be the guardian of a lost princess. He did not know what the future held, but he was ready to face it with courage and kindness. Many years passed since Aaron saved Mira in the forest. Mira had grown into a young woman. She was still kind and brave, but now she was strong and wise. Though she had lived on Earth for a long time, her heart always belonged to her home, the planet Zelora. She dreamed of returning to her people and helping them. One quiet evening, Mira stood outside her small house on Earth. She looked up at the stars, shining brightly in the dark sky. Each star reminded her of her family far away. She held a small crystal device in her hand. It was a gift from her parents. With it, she could send messages to Zelora and receive news about her home. Mira pressed the crystal and waited. Soon, a soft blue light appeared, showing a face. It was her father, King Rovan of Zelora. "Princess Mira," he said with a smile, "we have missed you. It is time for you to come back home." Mira's eyes shone with hope. "I am ready, Father," she said. "I want to help my people." King Rovan's face grew serious. There are many challenges waiting for you. Some on Zelora do not trust humans. They fear what they do not know. You must be strong. Mira nodded. I will be. The next morning, Mira told Aaron the news. Aaron was happy, but also worried. You will face danger, Mira. Are you sure this is what you want? He asked. Mira smiled warmly. Yes, Aaron. You helped me once when I was lost. Now I want to face my past and protect my future. Aaron nodded. I will watch over you, no matter what, with the help of scientists on Earth. A small spaceship was prepared for Mira's journey. Aaron helped her pack and said goodbye to their quiet town. The day was bright and clear as Mira stepped into the spaceship. She looked back once, waving to Aaron. Then the ship lifted into the sky. Aaron watched as the spaceship disappeared among the stars. He felt proud but lonely. Meanwhile, on Zelora, Mira's return was not welcomed by all. Some leaders saw her as an outsider because she had spent many years on Earth. They whispered doubts and fears. Could a human be trusted? Could Mira truly be their princess if she had lived among strangers? Mira landed on Zelora to a crowd of mixed feelings. Some cheered, happy to see their princess again. Others watched with suspicion. Mira stood tall and proud. She knew she had to prove herself. Her first days were filled with meetings and talks. She learned about the changes on her planet. She saw the beauty of her home, but also the signs of worry and fear among her people. A rival planet called Dravos threatened peace. They wanted to take Zelora's resources and power. Mira visited the council. She spoke calmly and clearly. We must not fear change, she said. We must unite to protect our home. I bring knowledge from Earth, and I believe we can be stronger together. Some leaders nodded, but others shook their heads. They did not want to accept a human's ideas. One leader, named Varn, spoke harshly. How can we trust Earth? They are weak and unworthy of our friendship. Mira met Varn's eyes. Strength is not only power. It is courage and kindness I ask for. Your trust, not blind faith. The council was divided. Mira knew her work was only beginning. At night, Mira used her crystal device to talk to Aaron. They did not all accept me, she said softly. Aaron's voice was firm. Keep your heart strong. You saved me once. Now, you must save your people. Mira smiled. Thank you, Aaron. Your words give me hope. Days turned into weeks. Mira worked hard to learn about politics and defense. She trained with Zelora's guards, improving her skills. She also shared stories of Earth's people and their ways. Slowly, some leaders began to listen. They saw Mira's courage and wisdom. They saw the strength in her heart. Meanwhile, Aaron did not forget Mira. He kept learning about Zelora from her messages. He studied the stars and the distant planet she called home. He wished he could be there to help. One evening, a message came from Zelora. The rival planet Dravos was moving closer. They prepared to attack. Mira's people needed to be ready. Mira called Aaron. The war is near. I must stand with my people. I hope one day you can come here. Aaron's voice was steady. I will find a way, Mira. You are not alone. Mira looked up at the sky and whispered, Thank you, Aaron, for everything. She turned to her new home, ready to face the challenges ahead. After Mira's return to Zelora, things were changing quickly. The threat from the rival planet Dravos was growing stronger. The people of Zelora needed unity more than ever. Mira worked hard to bring peace, but she also wanted to bring Aaron closer to her world. One day, Mira sent a special message to Aaron. It was an invitation. She wanted him to visit Zelora as her guest. She believed Aaron's courage and kindness would help her people trust humans more. When Aaron received the message, he was surprised and excited. He had always dreamed of seeing Mira's world, but he also felt nervous. What if the Zeloran leaders did not welcome him? What if he could not fit in? Still, Aaron packed his things carefully. He said goodbye to the small town and boarded a spaceship prepared by Zeloran scientists. The journey through space was long but beautiful. Aaron watched stars and planets pass by, feeling a mix of fear and hope. Finally, the spaceship landed on Zelora. Aaron stepped out and saw a world full of colors and light. Tall buildings made of shining crystals touched the sky. Strange animals walked peacefully on green fields. It was like a dream. Mira was waiting for him. She smiled warmly and took his hand. "Welcome home, Aaron," she said softly. Aaron smiled back. "Thank you, Mira. This place is amazing." At the palace, Aaron met many people. Some were kind and curious. Others watched him closely, not sure what to think. The leaders who had once doubted Mira's trust in humans now looked at Aaron with cautious eyes. One leader, named Varn, still showed suspicion. "Why should we welcome a human here? Can he help us fight our enemies?" Mira stood beside Aaron. "Aaron is brave and wise. He saved me when I was a child. I trust him with my life." Aaron bowed respectfully. "I am here to help, not to harm. I want to learn from you and work together." Slowly, Aaron joined Mira in meetings and discussions. He listened carefully and shared his ideas. He told stories of Earth, how people worked together, helped each other, and fought for peace. Some Zelorans began to see Aaron's true heart. Aaron also learned about Zeloran culture. He wore their clothes and ate their food. He tried to understand their ways. Mira guided him patiently. Days passed, and Aaron and Mira spent more time together. They walked in beautiful gardens and talked under the stars. Aaron admired Mira's strength and kindness. Mira admired Aaron's courage and wisdom. One evening, they visited a special place, the Hall of Stars. It was a large room filled with glowing crystals that showed the history of Zelora. Mira showed Aaron the stories of her family and people. Aaron felt honored to learn about Mira's world. He wanted to protect it as much as she did. But not everyone was happy. Some Zeloran leaders still doubted Aaron. They worried that he might bring trouble or weakness. They whispered among themselves and planned to test him. One day, during a council meeting, a message arrived from Dravos. Their army was moving closer to Zelora's border. The threat was real and near. The council grew tense. Varn spoke loudly. "We need a strong leader to protect us. Can a human like Aaron help us?" Mira stood up bravely. "Aaron has already shown his strength. He has helped me and many others. We must trust him." Aaron nodded. "I will do my best." To help defend Zelora, the leaders agreed to give Aaron a chance. He was given a small team of Zeloran soldiers to train and prepare for the coming battle. Aaron worked hard. He learned how to use Zeloran weapons and technology. He trained with soldiers every day. Some soldiers respected him. Others doubted him, but watched quietly. Mira supported Aaron. She visited the training grounds often and encouraged him. "You are doing well," she said. "Your courage gives us hope." Aaron smiled. "Thank you, Mira. I want to protect your world, and I want us to be together." Mira's heart filled with warmth. She knew that their bond was growing stronger. As the days passed, the tension on Zelora increased. The people prepared for war. Mira and Aaron stood side by side, ready to face whatever came. One night, Mira showed Aaron the view from the palace tower. The stars shone brightly, but in the distance, dark shapes moved near the border. "We must be ready," Mira said quietly. Aaron took her hand. "Together, we will face this, I promise." Mira smiled, feeling safe with Aaron by her side. The days on Zelora were filled with activity. The people prepared for the coming storm from Dravos. The sound of drills and commands echoed through the streets. Soldiers practiced with their weapons, engineers fixed defenses, and leaders planned every move carefully. Yet in the middle of this busy world, something quietly changed between Mira and Aaron. Since Aaron's arrival, Mira had felt a new hope. His presence was calm and strong. Aaron learned quickly about Zeloran ways, and he shared ideas from Earth that surprised many. He spoke of courage, teamwork, and respect for all life. Slowly, the people began to trust him. One bright morning, Aaron stood on the training ground with a group of Zeloran soldiers. He watched as they practiced their movements. Some were skilled, others still learning. Aaron remembered his own training on Earth, where people worked hard but cared for each other. He wanted to bring that spirit here. "Keep your guard up," Aaron said kindly. "But remember, trust your friends. Together, you can protect more than just yourselves." The soldiers listened closely. They had seen Aaron face danger before and respected his courage. Some of them smiled, feeling stronger with him near. Later, Mira joined Aaron on the training ground. She wore simple clothes, but her eyes shone with confidence. "You have done well, Aaron." They looked to you now. Aaron smiled. "Only because you believed in me. You have a great heart, Mira." They walked through the city together, talking quietly. The streets were busy, but a peaceful feeling surrounded them when they were close. Mira said, "I have never felt this way before. You are different from anyone I have known." Aaron looked at her warmly. "I feel the same. You saved me once, when I was a child. Now I want to protect you." Mira's cheeks turned pink. "It is strange how life brings people together." Aaron nodded. "Maybe it is fate." As they walked, they saw children playing near a fountain. The children laughed and chased each other, unaware of the dangers around them. Mira stopped and watched, smiling softly. "Someday, they will grow up in a peaceful world," she said. "We must fight for that." Aaron took her hand gently. "We will make sure of it." That evening, Mira invited Aaron to the palace garden. The garden was filled with glowing flowers and soft lights. The air smelled sweet with the scent of night blossoms. They sat by a small pond, watching the water sparkle under the stars. Aaron took a small device from his pocket. It was a music player from Earth. "I want to share something from my world," Aaron said. He pressed a button, and soft music filled the air. The melody was calm and beautiful. Mira listened quietly. "This music is like a story without words. It makes me feel calm." Aaron smiled. "Music connects us all, no matter where we come from." They sat together, sharing moments of peace in the middle of the growing storm. But not all in Zelora welcomed Aaron's presence. Some leaders still whispered behind closed doors. They doubted his loyalty and feared the humans. One leader named Varn met secretly with other doubters. "How can we trust this human? What if he weakens our defense?" Another leader replied, "Mira trusts him, but we must watch closely." Varn nodded. "We will test him. If he is truly brave, he will prove himself." Word of this meeting reached Mira. She felt a mixture of anger and sadness. She believed in Aaron and wanted the best for her people. She decided to confront the leaders openly. In the council hall, Mira stood before the group. "I know some of you have doubts about Aaron," she said clearly, "but he has shown us courage and kindness. We cannot let fear divide us now. We must unite." Some leaders looked away. Others nodded slowly. Mira's words had power. Varn spoke again. "We will give Aaron a chance, but he must show us his loyalty." Mira smiled. "He will not disappoint you." Meanwhile, Aaron continued training with the soldiers. He learned more about Zeloran weapons and tactics. He also taught his team new ways to work together and trust each other. One day, during a practice session, a Zeloran soldier named Lyra approached Aaron. "You have helped me see things differently," she said. "I once doubted humans, but now I respect you." Aaron smiled. "Thank you, Lyra. We all have much to learn from each other." As the threat from Dravos grew nearer, Mira and Aaron spent more time planning. They worked with Zelora's engineers to strengthen the city's defenses. They talked late into the night, sharing hopes and fears. One evening, Mira asked Aaron, "Do you think we can win?" Aaron took her hand. "We must believe we can. Our strength is in our unity." Mira nodded. "Together, we are stronger than any enemy." Their bond grew deeper. They found comfort and courage in each other. The quiet moments between battles became precious. As the stars shone above Zelora, Aaron and Mira stood side by side, ready to face the future. They knew the road ahead would be hard, but they would face it together. The growing bond between them was a light in the dark times. It gave hope to their people and strength to their hearts. The sky above Zelora had changed. Dark clouds formed near the planet's edge, and the stars seemed dimmer. The people could feel it. The war was no longer a distant warning. The enemy from Dravos had arrived. Aaron stood beside Mira on the high walls of the capital city. They looked out across the open land. In the distance, small lights flickered. These were not stars. They were ships from Dravos, slowly coming closer. Mira turned to her generals. How much time do we have? A general named Bren answered. 1 day, maybe less. They move carefully, but with purpose. We expect a full attack. Mira nodded. Alert every station. Prepare the shields. Move the people to safe shelters. Aaron stepped forward. I will lead a team to the outer edge. If we can hold them there, we may stop them from reaching the city. The council was silent for a moment. Then one elder spoke. He is not one of us. How can we trust him with our army? Mira looked directly at the elder. He has earned my trust. He has earned the trust of our people. Aaron will fight not just for Zelora, but for all of us. With Mira's command, Aaron was given control of a small but skilled unit. Many of the soldiers had trained with him. They respected his ideas and his courage. Before leaving, Aaron met Mira in the garden one last time. The flowers that usually glowed were now still. Even nature seemed to be holding its breath. Be careful, Mira said softly. I will return. Aaron promised. They stood for a moment without words. Then Aaron placed his hand on Mira's shoulder. Whatever happens, know that I fight for you, for everything you've built. Mira held his hand gently. And I will protect this world for us both. As Aaron moved out with his team, the city prepared behind him. The sky turned darker, and the wind carried a sharp chill. It was the calm before the storm. Hours later, the first wave of enemy ships appeared. They flew in tight lines, shooting blue fire across the sky. Aaron's team took position near the outer shield. The battle had begun. The air filled with light and sound. Weapons fired from both sides. Explosions lit up the sky. Zeloran fighters moved quickly, using the land to their advantage. Aaron's knowledge of Earth-style tactics helped them stay hidden and strike when the time was right. Aaron led from the front. He moved with skill, guiding his team with clear commands. Hold this line. Protect the generators. Watch your sides. The soldiers followed him without question. Lyra, the young soldier who once doubted him, now stood by his side as second in command. She covered him during the fight, and together they pushed back wave after wave of enemies. At the same time, Mira stayed in the city command center. She watched the battle unfold through large crystal screens. Her heart raced with every flash of light. She trusted Aaron, but fear still touched her thoughts. Are the shield lines holding? She asked. A guard answered, for now. But the pressure is rising. We may lose power if they reach the central tower. Mira turned to a young engineer. Send power from the outer lights to support the shield. We must not let them break through. The engineer nodded and ran to carry out the order. Back on the battlefield, Aaron's unit faced a strong push. A large machine from Dravos broke through the line. It had strong armor and fired heavy blasts. Soldiers were falling back. We need to stop that machine, Aaron shouted. Lyra looked at the weapon. It's heading for the tower. If it reaches it, the city will fall. Aaron made a quick decision. Cover me. I'll take it down. With fast steps, Aaron ran toward the machine. He used the broken land as cover. The machine fired at him, but he kept moving. He reached the side and climbed up using a damaged panel. Inside the machine, the enemy pilot turned in shock. Aaron used a plasma tool to cut the controls. Sparks flew, and the machine shook. Then it stopped. Falling slowly to the ground. The Zeloran soldiers cheered. Lyra rushed to Aaron's side. You did it. Aaron stood up, bruised but smiling. Let's finish this. With the enemy machine destroyed, the rest of the Dravos forces began to pull back. The Zeloran fighters pushed forward, driving the enemy away from the shield line. In the city, Mira saw the signals change on the crystal screens. The red lights turned green. The enemy was retreating. A commander turned to her. We have won this battle. Mira closed her eyes for a moment, feeling both relief and exhaustion. Thank you, she whispered, all of you. Later, as the sun rose over Zelora, the battlefield became quiet. Smoke drifted in the wind. Soldiers checked the wounded and helped each other stand. Aaron walked slowly back toward the city. His clothes were torn, and his face was marked with dust and ash. But he was alive. Mira met him at the city gates. She ran to him without a word and hugged him tightly. You came back, she said. I promised I would. Aaron replied with a tired smile. The people of Zelora gathered around. They cheered for Aaron and for Mira. They saw now what trust and unity could bring. A human had fought for their world, and together they had protected their home. Mira looked at the crowd, then at Aaron. Today, we defended more than just land. We defended hope. And in the hearts of the people, that hope was stronger than ever. After the victory against Dravos, peace returned to Zelora. But the memories of the battle stayed fresh in every heart. The sky was clear again. The streets were calm, and the people slowly began rebuilding what was damaged. Though the war was not fully over, this first one brought hope across the planet. Aaron became a respected figure across Zelora. Even those who once doubted him now greeted him with pride. Wherever he went, people waved and smiled. Children pointed and whispered his name. For the first time, he truly felt part of this new world. Mira walked beside him often, now not just as a leader, but as someone who deeply cared for him. She watched how Aaron treated everyone with kindness. He did not act proud or speak loudly. He simply helped where he could, just like he had always done. One morning, the council invited Aaron and Mira to a special meeting. The chamber was full of voices, but silence came as the two entered. A senior leader stood up. Aaron, he said clearly, we once doubted you, but now we see the truth. You risked your life for our people. You stood beside our soldiers in the fire of battle. For this, we offer our thanks. Aaron bowed his head. I only did what I believed was right. This world is important to me. The leader nodded. You have shown strength not only with weapons, but with heart. Zelora needs voices like yours. We ask you to join us as an advisor to the council. Aaron looked to Mira, who smiled with pride. He turned back and said it would be an honor. After the meeting, Mira and Aaron walked through the palace gardens. The flowers were blooming again. Life was returning. Mira stopped near the pond. The water was still and clear. You have changed everything, Aaron. Not just the battle. You changed how my people think. Aaron smiled. You gave me the chance. Without your trust, I could never have done anything. Mira turned to face him. I have one more dream, Aaron, something I've held in my heart for a long time. Aaron listened carefully. Mira spoke softly. When I was a child, I was lost and afraid. You saved me. You gave me safety and friendship. Now I want to build a future, a family. I want children who grow up in peace. And I want that future with you. Aaron's eyes filled with emotion. He had always dreamed of being with Mira, but he never thought she might feel the same. He stepped closer. Mira, I have always loved you. From the moment we met in that forest, I felt something strong. If I can be the father of your children, it would be the greatest gift of my life. Mira smiled, her eyes shining with joy. Then let us begin a new chapter together. News of their bond spread quickly. Some people were surprised, others joyful. For many, it was a symbol of unity. A human and a Zeloran together meant that both worlds could live in peace. Mira's parents, the king and queen of Zelora, welcomed Aaron with warm hearts. They had heard stories of his bravery and kindness. The queen said, You saved our daughter twice, first in the forest and now again in war. You are part of our family now. Plans were made for a ceremony to mark the new beginning. People from all across Zelora gathered in the capital city. The palace grounds were decorated with bright banners and glowing crystals. Soft music filled the air, and the mood was full of happiness. During the ceremony, Mira stood in front of her people and said, This is not just a bond between two hearts. This is a promise between two worlds. Let us work together for a better tomorrow. Aaron stood beside her. I came from a small place on Earth. I never thought I would be here, but love brought me across the stars. I will do everything I can to protect this world and the life we will build together. The people cheered. For the first time in many years, they felt true peace. After the ceremony, Mira and Aaron returned to the quiet gardens where they had shared many talks. They sat by the pond once again, now as partners, not just in battle, but in life. Aaron looked at the sky. Do you think Earth and Zelora can one day stand side by side? Mira nodded. With leaders who believe in peace, yes, We will visit your world too. We will show them that hope is real." In the days that followed, Mira began talks with Earth's leaders. Messages were exchanged, and plans were made for future visits. Aaron helped guide these talks with honesty and care. He wanted both worlds to understand each other. Meanwhile, Mira began preparing for a new life. Her days were still full of work, but now they also held laughter and warmth. She no longer carried the burden alone. Late one evening, as they watched the stars together, Mira whispered, "Our child will grow up in a world filled with light. That is all I ever wanted." Aaron placed his hand on hers, "And I will protect that light always." Together, they looked ahead, ready for whatever came next. They had faced danger, doubt, and war, but now they stood in peace, with a bond strong enough to carry the future. Months passed since the great battle against Dravos. Zelora had changed. Where there had once been fear, now there was peace. People returned to their normal lives. Farmers planted again, teachers reopened schools, and children played freely. In the streets, it felt like a new beginning. Aaron stood on a balcony high in the royal palace. He looked over the shining city. The buildings reflected the morning light, and the sky above was clear and bright. Birds flew in soft circles, and the air smelled of fresh flowers. For Aaron, this world now felt like home. Behind him, Mira walked into the room. She was wearing a soft blue robe made of Zeloran silk. Her face glowed with happiness. "Everything is ready," she said. "The Earth delegation will arrive today." Aaron nodded. "I still remember the day I first saw you in that forest. I never imagined it would lead to this." Mira smiled. "Neither did I, but some paths are meant to be followed." Aaron and Mira were now known across the galaxy. Their story had spread to other planets. People saw them as a symbol of unity between different worlds. Zelora and Earth, once strangers, were now planning to work together for a better future. Inside the palace, rooms had been prepared for Earth's visitors. The leaders of Earth had finally accepted Mira's invitation. They wanted to meet the people of Zelora and understand their way of life. More than that, they wanted peace between their worlds. As the Earth ship landed on the royal landing field, a crowd gathered. Children held small flags. Musicians played soft music. People cheered as the ship doors opened and the visitors stepped out. Aaron stepped forward first. He greeted the human delegation with a smile. Among them were scientists, peace officers, and a few world leaders. They looked around in amazement at the beauty of Zelora. One of the human leaders, a woman named Sarah, spoke. "This world is more beautiful than we imagined. We thank you for your welcome." Mira stepped beside Aaron. "We are happy to share our home. We believe the future is better when we walk together." Meetings began between the two worlds. People spoke honestly about their hopes, fears, and ideas. Mira and Aaron sat in every session, guiding the talks and making sure every voice was heard. There were many challenges to discuss. How would trade work between two planets? Could students from Earth learn in Zeloran schools? Would Zelora accept human travelers? Would Earth protect Zeloran visitors? Aaron worked hard to answer every question with truth and care. He spoke about trust, about the power of friendship, and about how small acts of kindness could change the world. One evening, after a long meeting, Mira and Aaron walked outside the palace. The stars above were bright, and the air was calm. Mira said, "When I was young, I thought leaders had to be perfect, but now I see they only need to care deeply." Aaron replied, "And they must never give up on what is right." They sat beside the same pond where they had spoken so many times before. Now it was a place of memory and promise. The next day, a joint celebration was held. People from both Earth and Zelora gathered in the great hall. Lights danced across the walls, and music filled the space. Dancers from both worlds performed side by side. Food from Earth and Zelora was served to everyone. During the celebration, Mira stood before the crowd. "Today," she said, "we are not just two planets. We are one family. We have shared pain, and we have shared hope. Now we choose to share peace." The room echoed with cheers. Faces from both worlds smiled at one another. There were no strangers now, only friends. Then Aaron stepped forward. He looked around at the many faces. "When I was a child, I helped someone who was lost," he said. "That simple choice led me here. It taught me that no act of kindness is ever wasted. You never know how far it will go. Today, I ask all of you to keep choosing kindness." Later that night, Mira and Aaron returned to their private room. The stars above Zelora still shone, but now they seemed brighter. Mira placed her hand on her stomach. Her voice was soft. "Our child will be born into a world where peace is possible." Aaron took her hand and held it gently. "And we will raise them to believe in unity, just like we do." The future looked strong. Together, Mira and Aaron would lead both Zelora and Earth toward a better age. They would build bridges across the stars, not just for themselves, but for every child who would grow up believing that peace between different worlds is not a dream. It is a choice made by two people, one human, one alien, both with the same heart. The stars watched over them. The winds of Zelora carried their promise. And somewhere far from the palace, a new flower bloomed in the garden, bright and full of life, a symbol of hope, a sign that love had truly united the stars.